Hello, people. It's your boy Usmaan back again with another match preview. It's the derby. Manchester United v City. Last season, the City was truly red, but this season, things have slightly turned on its flipping head. Listen, look, first and foremost, right, we've only got the one Man City fan. Daps is coming very shortly. It's obviously going to be nice to Sam because man's outnumbered. Obviously, I'm the host, so man's trying to be neutral as I possibly can be. But drop a like, subscribe to the channel, get your comments in, get your thoughts in for the guys. First and foremost, we're going to introduce the blue corner. We got the homie from Never a Fall podcast. We got Sam in the building. What are you saying?
How we doing? You guys all good?
Yes. You love to see it. Thank you for coming on. Like I said, DJ Taps will be joining you very shortly. So, of course, it will be 2v2 when he comes. But let's introduce the red corner. We got the ever so present from United Team Talk. We got the homie Jerry in the building. What you saying?
The energy you always come with every show. I don't know how you do it. Because right now...
Don't worry, man. It's so good.
Right now, I don't feel it, but obviously we got our head to fight our corners and whatnot. But
yes, we got the homies, ties, homies. You know, you got to show love to the boys. Like, you
Come
love
on,
to see it. Yes,
come on, man. I'm here to spread. I'm here to spread the positivity, bro. Because we can't let these man from Stockport try and talk. You know what I'm saying?
You tell him we got the boy from Trafford Tunnel. You love to see it. We got all biz in the building. What you saying, bro?
Come on.
Yes, love that. Listen, as you guys know, it is the Manchester derby. Let your comments in the chat. Get your comments in the chat is what I'm trying to say. Listen, it's going to be a good one. I can assure you. We're going to be talking Fergie and Pep as well. If you haven't already seen, some flipping random fans are saying, you know, Pep will overtake Fergie if he does a treble this season, or quad will. You know, I want to get the thoughts of the panel. But listen, let's get into the game. Sam, I'm going to come to you first and foremost. Listen, 21 in 21. It wasn't what we wanted, but it's what you guys have produced. 21 wins on the bounce. Is it not just getting boring at this point? Like, can't you just allow it on the Sunday? Like, what are you saying, Sam?
I kind of get why it might be boring for other fans, I think, because you just watch a City game and it's almost feels inevitable. But it's been a bit different, actually, to a couple of the seasons. I think, 2017, 2019, we were a bit more, I'd say, a bit more kind of like scintillating, attacking, exciting, probably left the back door open a bit more as well.
Yeah.
I think Pep's reined in a little bit at the moment. I think this is probably the most balanced he's got the team in a while. We don't we're not going 4, 5, and 6s every week, but since I would say, I mean, Diaz has played a big part of it, but he's tightened up at the back. Obviously, we've finally got John Stones fit and in form, which has taken a long time, to say the least. But yeah, it's more about the balance. And certain players just kind of stepping up out of nowhere, really. Rodri, Cancelo, Gundogan, so many players in form. And I think Pep has worked out how to manage this like weird pandemic football, rotating the squad nicely throughout the year. And we've actually got a fully fit squad, which, you know, compared to other teams, it's a bit of a miracle, really.
Well, it's a lot of teams. Obviously, we know what Merseyside teams will be crying at right now. You know, the injury crisis is the only thing that they got going for them. But listen, it must be nice talking about defenders and actually praising them, because we definitely ain't doing that about ours. But Biz, what do you reckon, bro? You know, coming into this from a Man United perspective, you know, how are you feeling?
Yeah, obviously at the moment, man, it's a bit low, but do you know what? Like, I think with us United fans, man, obviously it's been 8 years of absolute hell. So like, we are very reactionary on minor results. Obviously it's a draw. We shouldn't have drawn the other night. We needed to win, but we move, you know what I mean? Like, we're not Arsenal. We're not in 10th. We're second right now. We could be a lot worse.
It could always be worse, bro, man. It can
always be worse. I understand, innit? I'm not an idiot, bro, innit? I know Ole's like, he could do a lot better. His man management skills, like, what he does in game just doesn't make sense sometimes. But, you know, like, if you're looking from last season, we're 13 points better off. We are, I think we scored more goals. He's nearly doubled on his win percentage. I think he's not doing a too bad job, to tell you the truth. But you know, when you got owners like we have that are just dumb, and apparently today they came out and said something like, we're excelling on every level, which I don't agree with.
Yeah.
Like, I watched the academy, I watched the under-18s, and we played literally exactly the same. We can't play out from the back. We can't defend.
It's ingrained in us now, bro. It's ingrained.
Yeah, and it's almost like we're just
God.
like from top to bottom. It's just counter-attack football.
Shambles. It's an
and
absolute
pray.
shambles. No, Pep's got into the academy. Has got every single age group playing tiki-taka and beautiful football. Well, maybe not Ali, but for some reason we've got us playing like some next freestyle shambolic football. But listen, it is what it is. It seems like you're quite positive in terms of the managerial situation. Jerry, I'm going to throw that to you because yesterday, boys, listen, we did a podcast yesterday, right? And I've known Jerry for a while now. This man is cool, calm, and collected. But yesterday, he just had enough. He's just had enough. Man just randomly, while everyone's talking, he sat there quietly, just randomly pops up and goes, "I'll just sack him and I'm done." He's just sat there quietly. I watched the clip back. He sat there with a straight face for about 20 seconds. Oh, Jerry, talk to you, bro. It seems that, our business is a bit more positive, about the situation. He is right. It could always be worse. It could be Arsenal. It could be Liverpool. It could be Spurs. But, we sat in second. Is it as bad as, some United fans make it out to be?
You know what? His points that he made were very valid. I mean, we could be Arsenal in 10th and be in a whole lot of misery. I mean, we are second, scoring more goals and all of that. But as a United fan, I'll be just going to ask you, do you feel good right now in where we are? Like, do you feel good watching us play?
Nah, obviously not. But obviously, like position-wise, I'll take that all day long because literally going into the start of the season, I wanted Grealish and Sancho in it. You get gas, you hear these rumors and so on. And literally, we all thought we were getting Sancho and Grealish, and then we were just let down. So then I was just like, do you know what? Let me just lower my expectations now. If we get top 4, we get a trophy, I'm cool with it. I'm not gonna just keep chopping and changing my expectations. Like, I'm not gonna keep setting the bar because of when we were top in January. I expect us to win the league. No, I'm not gonna do that. But now, obviously, we're in the top 4. We need to remain there. If we don't, then I might start rioting. But you get me. But for now, it is what it is. Man. It's not bad, innit? But I understand why everyone is complaining because it's hard to believe that we're actually the highest scorers in the league.
I was about to say that.
We can't even break down Palace. Like, it's so annoying. But then with this United, man, this weird, man, like the game on Sunday, it wouldn't be surprising me if they turn up and somehow get a victory. I won't be surprised.
It will surprise me. I can't lie. It will surprise me because even the highest goal scorer thing, I think City have passed us now. So they're actually the highest scorers.
That was the only trophy we had left.
Yes,
that was the only trophy. That was the only silverware we could have won this season. And most goals scored.
This second, it feels fake. I don't know if that makes sense, but it feels like we shouldn't be second. Like, this feels like when normality is restored, we won't be second next year. Like, this just feels like everyone else is playing rubbish and we're just there on like individual brilliance with Rashford and Bruno. Like, this ain't sustainable. So for me, it's like I don't see this getting any better. Like, if we wanna top 4, obviously at the start we didn't expect to be like challenging for league and that, but the ultimate goal for us fans is to win the league, right? So with this how it is now, I don't see it coming. I think the best Oli can do is top 4, which is okay. But the way we play, like, I want to enjoy football matches. Like, I don't want really. Obviously, I care about the result, but if we're gonna do it like this, you might as well do it in a better way with a better coach. So you might as well sack him now, like, just pull the plug, man. Because I can't. How could Palace even have their first? If Zaha played that game the other day,
they didn't even have their first team. Bro.
They were so comfortable.
Yeah,
like,
they were.
Nah, man, it's not good.
The only thing that worries me getting a new manager in is this. If he comes in, is he going to get rid of the likes of the players that we like?
Players, I was about to get to that. I've said it many
know.
times. Everyone says it's Oli. I get it, but some of these players are crap.
Yeah.
Like Wan-Bissaka, Usman, I know you give him a bit of leeway, but
Jerry does
He's
not
rubbish.
like Wan-Bissaka at
He's
all.
crap. He
he's
can't
not,
play
man.
football.
He's not.
He used to be a winger. Does that look like a previous winger to you?
Bro, I'm telling you, man. Listen, I'm going to get Sam back in it because I don't want to make it to my podcast. I was going to say this quickly. Sam's loving this, bro, to be fair. I probably that's as well. Shout out, obviously, I have to say, big up the boys. Love our Biz and Sam getting involved. Listen, we love to see it, man. Like I said already, love the positive vibes, obviously. You know, it's a main out platform, so big up the red corner, everyone's saying. But it looks like Daps is here just on cue. We love to see it. But yeah, as I was saying about Wan-Bissaka, just very briefly, yeah. What is he meant to do with the right side of the wing when he's got literally nobody?
No, it's not even that. It's not even that.
I'm telling you, man.
Just play the ball.
People were saying the same thing about Luke Shaw, that he's crap, he's overweight, he's at McDonald's, at Burger King, X, Y, Z.
No, that's different. You said he's got ability because you've seen it. Wan-Bissaka ain't seen anything. Nothing. Where have you seen ability?
Defending is brilliant, man.
You see the pillow? What do? We sit on it.
Yes, Dobbs, welcome, bro. What you say, G?
Good evening, people.
Yes,
Three magnums down. Ready.
Yes.
Sam has probably been giving you the factual reasons to why Manchester United are so much. Sorry, Manchester City. I love the way you switched it.
I'm gonna get the Reds on top.
You see how we're mixing the old and the new with the shirts as well. Hold tight afterwards as well. But, firstly, I was just on a show with Armchair Gaffers, Continental Jess, and I was actually saying how we were talking about a lot of clubs, different fans, and I will be honest with you. He said that United fans are entitled, and I said I totally disagree. As a City fan that grew up north, as a younger, in complete awe of a Manchester United team, and I'm sure Sam will agree, right? They are allowed to be entitled because for my lifetime, over half of it, Manchester United were so dominant that I cannot be too disrespectful to them, right? However, right now, please, as fans, Arbiz, I know you ride so, and hold tight. Me and Arbiz are from the same ends, and from day, man knows that Arbiz is a real one. He travels a long distance very regularly to go and watch United play. Right, he is a real one. But he rides too much for this modern day United. He rides way too much for Ollie. He rides way too much for Marshall.
We've seen it already.
Bruv, listen, this guy once tried to honestly have the argument, yeah?
He's bringing this all up, you know.
For the age, Marshall was on par with Aguero for his age. We swiftly
listen.
pulling up numbers.
He was 20 goals behind him at Atletico Madrid. That's all I'm saying. Atletico Madrid.
We pulled up all the numbers.
Age group, he was 20 goals behind him and about 20 games behind him as well. That's what I'm saying at that level.
You know what? We're not going to pull up the numbers right now on a podcast. Podcasts are far too short. But Arbiz, you know the numbers were insane, bruv. Even when we were talking at the same age.
Yeah. Obviously, since he's come to City, amazing, bruv.
But
Atletico Madrid numbers.
My whole view with Manchester United Football Club is that as fans,
time with his Martial pillow back next week.
But you know what? That pillow was in here. So we started filming Never a Foul in here, and Ty used to leave the pillow in it. That's why I've got an Arsenal one. I thought, you know what? As you can see by the badges behind me, and over that side, I've got West Ham even and a few London clubs. Right? We try and make it a bit more about everyone. He used to leave that Marshall pillow in here, right? And at times, at first, I was offended. Afterwards, I just bantered with it. It was getting thrown about. It was getting, you know. Thankfully, I didn't get horny. Otherwise, that pillow could have really, really got stained. But you United fans, right? Honestly, you deserve better, right? Because you've been spoiled. You're in my life. You didn't just win everything, but you won everything playing good football. You had players that cared. We just had a debate on our pod about what made Manchester United what made Fergie such a good manager, right? And I actually said somehow he managed to build. And Sam, sorry, earlier we were talking about the mentality of players being so important, right? And Fergie somehow managed to make every single player in that Manchester United team care. Every single player in that Manchester United team want to win every single game. And you look at it, and Jess said it's because everyone was scared. So many managers have tried to replicate that, but so many managers fail.
I don't think they were scared. I think it's more to do with respect, to be honest.
Right.
Obviously, the respect to his greatness, isn't it?
But and Jess said, you know, when your dad can look at you, yeah, and you just know, I've let my dad down. And he touched on the Ronaldo thing. Like when you see Ronaldo, remember that in one game where he saw Fergie in the crowd, and like the love for him, yeah, is that Fergie seemed to demand the respect out of your players. I think he's probably the last of his era, and a lot of people have tried to do the Fergie thing, but he just seemed perfect at getting his players to just play to the whistle, win everything. And the mentality of, I think some of your signings are just not right. Like Pogba, when you, man, looked like you were going to win the league this year for 2 weeks, right? We'll all agree, Pogba looked like Pogba. When Pogba thought he might win something, Pogba looked like Pogba. But the minute that's gone, I mean, to be fair, I feel a bit sorry for you with his injury, because that probably cost you a lot more than anyone will ever give you credit for. But as fan base, please just accept that certain players in your team are not doing what you lot deserve. That's my gripe at Manchester United.
And that's why I don't get at the manager.
Yeah, well, that kind of comes back to what Jerry was saying in terms of, you know, some of the players are not good enough. But like, look, you know, I do hear that point. I do think some of the players have to be held accountable as well, as, you know, the manager does. But Sam, just bringing you in here, you see, you know, you kind of mentioned a couple of players earlier, you know, kind of players that have gone under the radar to an extent prior to the season. In particular, Cancelo, Rodri to an extent, and Gundogan. Them three in particular, prior to the season, not many people were actually considering them as good signings. Cancelo kind of was not utilised at all last season. Rodri didn't really hit the ground running, and obviously Gundogan didn't really do much prior to this season in terms of his goal return. Seems like his roles changed at City. How important do you think Pep's been in not just his coaching, but changing sort of mentality in the players? Like, it seems like he has such a huge influence on upskilling basically half the team, like including Sterling. Like, we spoke about Man United recruitment being poor. Even with some of your recruitment being poor, Pep still levels up these players, man, time and time again.
Yeah, I think more than ever this season, I think this title will, a lot of credit will go to Pep and the way that he's improved players. I think a lot of people, when he perhaps won his first title, you know, through the fact that he had Aguero, Company, Silva, like a really good spine to build around, and he did it well. But this season, it's all been with his own players, and you know, we haven't got the Companies or the Agueros really this season. Aguero's barely played, and he's kind of, like you say, he's made it more about the collective. We've obviously got outstanding individuals, but there's not many world-class players in our team. So for me, it's the fact that he's managed to get this side playing more than the sum of its parts. And when we've already got half these players anyway, you can see what kind of the result that it's come out with. And, you know, actually, compared to last season, the only real difference in terms of personnel has been Ruben Dias. And obviously, he's massive at the back, but you know, things didn't change automatically when he came in. We still dropped loads of points against Leeds and West Brom and West Ham. Lost that Spurs game as well with Diaz.
Only had him in his pocket for 55 minutes, to be fair.
Yeah, exactly. So
I just wanted to touch on what Sam was saying.
Pep's more than just bring Diaz in.
What Sam was saying about, so I'll let you lot in on a secret. The beginning of this season, you can ask Ty. I was losing my head with Manchester City, right? And I was losing my head. Like I was saying, I will give Rodri till the end of this season. If I do not see a sensational season, I'm done with him. Yeah. And Gundogan, I wasn't buying. I was just screaming Bernardo Silva's name, saying we need if we're going to play them two, we have to have the energy of Bernardo Silva. I look up to Sam because Sam really, really, really watches every single game, and this guy's so knowledgeable. And he kept telling me to like chill out on Gundogan, and I was saying, yeah, 2019 January to May, Gundogan was sensational. That season where we beat Liverpool, that was Gundogan was pivotal then, right? But I wasn't getting the Rodri thing at all, not one bit, right? And Sam kept telling me, no, trust me. And what he just said there about Diaz, and again, I was just touching on this, is we were talking about players playing their role and how no one can ever say that any club is a one-player club, because if you have a player behind you that is not doing their role, right, it changes everything. So last season, when we did not have a strong defence, our defence with Otamendi and Stones, or Fernandinho, bless him, trying to do the role of a centre-back that's only studied it from like a year, trying to lead a line, which is Stones or Otamendi. I'd never want to lead any of them, right? They that's not what they're about, right? It made us need a dog. We needed a dog as a DM right then, and Rodri was not a dog. The minute Diaz has come in as a defender you can trust, all of a sudden you can have a deep lying, ball playing, keep it things ticking like Rodri. And now I get it. Like, and I'll be 100. I didn't even get the Busquets thing at Barca. Like when I've watched, I haven't thought too much of him. No, I haven't, bruv. Being 100. But once you understand that, how that can fit into the system and the need for that in the system, you get it. And I think, to be honest, I've been too obsessed with Nigel de Jong for way too many years, because I've liked someone that likes to go in and crunch, and him and company tag teaming people. I've just loved that. Probably my WWF days when I was younger or something. But I think that is the thing with City this year. It's the system. And it's made me respect Pep a lot more this season, that it's no longer reliant on players. It is reliant on the system. Yeah. And every time someone says we miss someone or whatever, and again, touching on your club, I think a lot of your players, if they actually came and played at City as an overall collective, like I think Fred would probably look.
I was just about to say you could take Fred and give us Gundogan.
We wanted him, right?
Done deal, there you go, signed and delivered.
But the thing is, we wanted Fred, right? Pep earmarked Fred as a long-term solution for Fernandinho. So, like, and the same with Chelsea fans.
No, Fred, can you imagine Fred in that Man City team with his passing? Lord have mercy.
Let's be 100. I wanted to do this real quick. 5 Manchester supporters, whether it be City or United, pick up whatever, whether it be your cap, your earplug, whatever, and let's all cheers to how shit Liverpool are.
Oh, where's my drink?
I haven't got a juice around me, you know.
I
don't even care if any time. I honestly said from the start, I would rather Manchester United win the league than Arsenal or Liverpool. Right?
Wow, flipping that.
Arsenal because of where I live now, and them fans being idiots that just overhype everything and live in history when they used to slew everyone off for living in the history. And Liverpool fans just for actually thinking that one season winning the league against a team that had like retained it and then got a little bit tired, right? Fuck off. Like go back to Merseyside with your biased media and your biased police that send. Go away, Jurgen Klopp.
Yes, you love to see it. Listen, cheers to that. You love to see it, but let's get the perspective for the Man United boys. Both obviously the City lads are saying, speaking about system. I'd probably echo that sentiment. Most noticeably when De Bruyne was injured. A lot of people, including myself, was thinking Man City gonna worry. or they're going to struggle. There was absolute no struggle whatsoever. You wouldn't know he's missing, and that comes down to the system. You see some of the best teams in the world, the Bayern Munich, they can miss one play and it makes no difference because everyone knows their role within that team, and you can fit anyone into that jigsaw and it will just work, or it'll obviously complete it, so to speak. But obviously, let's come to Manchester United system. To you or for you, what this is ridiculous. What do you think it is? What is our system? Where do those pieces go?
I don't know, but for me, it's better when Bailly's at the back because I feel like we can move up about 10 yards up the field as a unit. And I'm just praying Paul Pogba just somehow comes back to this, because the final third, man, we just ain't got anyone to just work a little bit of magic. And one player that's been missing that I would have loved to have seen the last month or so would have been Juan Mata, because there's been so many teams that we've played with a low block.
Baller, absolute. Like David Silva till the day he left Manchester City was worthy, and like people often forget Juan Mata. Chelsea at their finest, Mata was there. Like Mata is vital, and also as a good person, he's a very good person as well. But I think Mata is vital because he's a baller. But I do think this season, to be fair to you guys, people aren't talking about the Pogba injury coming at the worst possible time for you lot, because he looked like Pogba from Juventus.
Yeah,
he was winning.
Games. He was winning games on his own, man. But based obviously, as you say, in terms of creativity wise, like how do we fix that? Like, what's the solution with what we've got available? Because he's got to do something. You can't just sit here and rest on your laurels. There's a guy called Van der Beek. I don't know if you know that he plays for Manchester United, or he's somewhat signed for Man United, not the least. But do you think this is a game for him, or do you think that's never happening in this one?
Yeah, do you know what? I've been screaming for him to be in a double pivot, but I don't think a lot of United fans have seen it. But for me, his best game for us was when we played Istanbul at home, the Champions League, and he played with Fred in a double pivot, and he gave me that Carrick vibe. So like when people think of a CDM, they think of a CDM's got to be big, strong. Get your tackles in, just got to munch people. No, you ain't. You just got to be intelligent and just read the game. And Michael Carrick was just so brilliant at that. And we've not been able to bring anybody in with that same quality. And I feel like Van der Beek can be that. But obviously, he needs to work on his long-range passing. Because obviously, he's short, like he likes to give and go sort of thing. But Carrick and United like to do the long-range diagonal over to the wings and come in and then obviously have the overlap to the fullback. But I would love to see Donny come in, but is Ole going to
Donny in it? Because Donny was proper taught the talk. Like I know, he's a good player. That's the thing. I mean, I'll be 100. I don't sit here and nod about things that I don't know about. If someone says a player's name and I don't recognise, I'll just be like, I don't know. And Ty was screaming Donny's name. Like Ty watched him quite a lot in playing for Ajax, and Ty was so much of a fan. Ty always used to tell me about this one time he went to watch him, and like there was a joke that every episode Ty would be going, yeah, this one time I went to Amsterdam and what? I'd be like, oh, what? You're gonna tell them again that you went to Amsterdam and watched him, Ty? But joking aside, even the fact that was it your goalie that was an ex-Holland legend?
Van der Sar.
Yeah, and he was like, "Look after him, please." Like that, and again,
they've broken that.
And Raymond van der Gaal as well.
And you know what?
Broken that promise beautifully. Yeah.
But the thing is, about mentality.
Look after him, They're just not going to play him. They're not playing him once. Not even one chance. He scored against Palace as well. He's still not got a game.
But when I talk about mentalities, he seems like he does have that mentality that I talk about, the mentality of a winner. And I do find with some players, and this isn't just about United, this is about in general, like I feel with Arsenal in particular, when you sign a big player from abroad and you bring them to England and bench them for so long, that's going to impact their confidence. They're used to being
the man management's been absolutely shocking. But listen, away from Van der Beek, I just want to get Jerry's thoughts. Obviously, in terms of the system. Look, I'm going to throw something out here, Jerry. I want you to think about it before you completely dismiss it. Man City's strengths to me, right, are obviously the ability to play in tight spot areas, obviously in the middle of the pitch sort of thing. So for me personally, I would honestly go for a diamond 110% in this game, or 4-3-1-2, wherever it may be, and just pack the midfield and tell him to go down the wing. I know he's not going to do that because he's definitely going 4-2-3-1, and he's going to put Dan James on the right wing to counter attack. I know that's happening, so I don't even know why I'm wasting my breath. But I would personally pack the midfield because obviously Man City are brilliant in the middle of the park. They want to control the game. Obviously, put McTominay in there, put obviously Fred in there. I'm assuming Van der Beek's probably fit because he should be fit. And if not, even Matic. Put Matic in there. Have all three of them in there. Matic sitting, Fred on the left, McTominay on the right. Obviously, McTominay could go box to box. A lot of energy, fight for every ball sort of thing. But Jerry, what would you do personally if you were in charge in terms of system?
Oh man. But with system, you need the players. That's the thing. Like Pep, someone said they don't have world-class players, but they have very good players.
Yeah,
we don't. Our midfield is Scott, Fred, Matic. Like, what do you want us to do with that? Like, and then you want to play out from the back, but you've got Wan-Bissaka at right back.
Oh my god,
that doesn't make sense. And then you got Fred.
Lindelof.
You got Fred as your 6 to collect the ball and what? And do what? That can't even pass 5 yards. Like, so for this system, it doesn't correlate with the players we have. So when you say the diamond, I'm even gonna suggest a 5 at the back. You know, so if you want me to give you my team for Sunday,
go for your team. That's it.
Yeah, I'm going for, because the defense is crap anyway. So we might as well play all 3 of them. Actually, not all 3 of them. So Henderson and go obviously because congrats to De Gea and the little one.
Yeah, I was about to say congratulations. Shout out.
Right.
As Keen was said, just before we go, he's not giving the baby. Why is he missing the game? One of the Irish players, I can't remember who it was. I think it was Keane, Robbie Keane. But anyway, yeah, sorry.
So Wan-Bissaka, even right wing back. No, but you know what? Yeah, I'll actually play Dan James there. I'm not even gonna lie.
I said this before, you know. I said that.
No, I will.
Oh, business shaking his head.
Now you see how Hudson-Odoi plays it for Chelsea. Why can't James? At least James has got something going forward, and he can track back. Wan-Bissaka, every time he touches the ball, I have zero confidence about what he's about to do because his break does it every time he gets the ball. Like,
but more time or not, Wan-Bissaka plays well against City.
Sorry, isn't Wan-Bissaka referred to as a spider that no one can get past?
Well, it's then he's not got past him, so it's not good.
Yeah, I get, but we wanna go forward. We wanna create chances, like, and
at least you haven't got Trent.
So I'll play Dan James right wing back. Yeah, that's my preference. Sorry.
Wow. Daniel James right wing back. So who would that be on the left? That would be potentially Sterling and.
It's all right, man. His pockets is Sterling. Let him get through the whole team.
Yeah. So because you got obviously, I'll play Bailly on the right side of the back three. Bailly, Maguire, and Luke Shaw, and then I'm playing Tellers left wing back.
Right.
Shout out to Luke Shaw. Honorary mention, Luke Shaw, sensational season. Love to see it. Love to see it after fucking Jose ruined the good players' fucking confidence. So I like to see it.
And then midfield.
I agree.
How come you don't give that same applause to Martial?
Love, you know what? We've had so many conversations on Martial, and I don't want people. Listen, I don't want people to think I hate Martial. Like, I don't. I just do not think he's good enough to have your size.
Boys, we'll go back to let Jerry get through his team. We'll go back to
Okay. So then I got Matic in midfield with Scott, because Fred last game. Fred really pissed me off last game. Like, man can't pass in it. Like, just we don't need you. And Scott can, at least he's a threat on goal. We don't need him. We don't need him. If we got a back three, we don't need your energy and passion and all that he's good for. So for me, Matic and then Scott, and then Bruno just ahead of them, and then the 2 up front, I'm going. I think Martial's injured anyway, so Rashford and Cavani. Yeah, that's
what? I'm glad Martial's injured because deep down, because of the abuse I've given Martial,
if he scored, I know
he was going to score. Then I was just not going to stop and act like the fact he's only scored. Like, Lingard's probably scored more than him this season. Ty would not have let me live it down. So, but so you went with, who did you go with? Rashford and
Cavani.
Yeah.
I get the Cavani signing. I like Cavani, but I also do get that maybe for 90 minutes he's not that guy.
Yeah,
but
that's the shout.
not against Man City. They're going to keep on the ball. Sam, what do you reckon?
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
Maybe Mason. Who knows?
Yeah, I was saying
Well,
earlier. I think Rashford and Greenwood up top. Giving that ace. I don't think Cavani's
they can't
good
play
in the
together,
box.
Sam. They don't.
Yeah,
They
I was about to say that.
They don't
Yeah.
pass it to each other. I don't know why they've got some hidden agenda there. They don't want to pass each other.
It's a lighty beef.
They're falling out.
Oh no,
They're falling out.
That's a light.
But with Cavani, his strengths obviously in the box, aren't they? But for this, for the majority of this game, how much are actually United going to be in the box for the way that we City play in terms of keeping the ball? What we're good at is sustaining the pressure. And I think Wolves had one touch in our box. Granted, they managed to score from it, but they had one touch in City's box on Tuesday night.
And it was a set
piece as well.
And it's Connor Cody's first goal.
That's bad.
And a bloody scouser, typical.
Yeah, so I think if Martial was fit, I do actually think he would play. I mean, he got a couple of goals against City last season.
He holds the ball up well.
Yeah, he does hold it well.
He helped do the double last season, to be fair.
No, I was starting if he was fit, but he's not fit.
Oh, now you want to start Martial.
No, because but this game,
Must score twice in 2 games against him. People forgot.
For this game, it makes sense.
He's a threat, man. Let's be 100. Martial, when he gets the ball in certain positions, I'm not going to act like I'm not thinking he's going to score. Like, I'm not. I don't think Martial's shit. I just do not believe in that position he's good enough for you, man. Like, he's still not a threat.
He's not a forward that United can build their team around to push on and get back winning leagues and get in semi-finals of Champions League. You couldn't see Martial with his. For me, it's more of like a mentality. We've spoken about mentality so much on it. It's a mentality thing. He's not got like the bit between his teeth that you look at some players like perhaps he looks at like Van Nistelrooy and passive United and Rooney and Ronaldo and all these players
like Jesus, like Jesus.
Yeah, well, Jesus off the ball gives so much more than Martial in terms of like pressing.
He's not good enough for Man City.
Listen. I've had this conversation.
He's not our main number 9, but he didn't have to be. If that makes sense.
Oh yeah, obviously. I mean, to take over Aguero, you need to get Haaland. Let's be real.
Yeah. Well, or maybe not. Maybe the way we're playing this season, Pep has different plans. But
I put a good one up top, either way, not just
on the Jesus thing. It's a really touchy subject for me because I want to defend him because I do believe in what he offers. But when I look at it, I feel like a Liverpool fan defending Bobby Firmino, right? So I did a stat this week, and thankfully, Jesus is better in every single avenue than Bobby Firmino. But he's not an Aguero replacement. Anyone that wants to see Jesus as an Aguero replacement, allow it. For me, he's better out wide. His runs cause havoc. His pressing is sensational. As a natural, if we're looking for a 20-goal a season, he's not that guy. Like, he never will be.
There's a guy called Van Dijk. He's quite good at scoring. Without him doing Liverpool, I'm fine the net. So it's been difficult for him. Sam, what's the team lineup, bro? You've heard what Jerry's gone for. I personally wouldn't go for that, but I understand his logic. What would you go for if you're Pep Guardiola, Sam?
I'm Pep on Sunday. I think he's going to. His kind of favourite back four at the moment seems to be Cancelo, Stones, Diaz, Zinchenko. That seems to be his go-to. He likes at least one left-footed player in there. So, if Laporte plays, for example, then you could see Carl coming in. I think midfield, I've got a feeling Fernandinho might play in this one. He kind of matched Fernandinho up against Bruno Fernandes in the league game.
Fernandinho is such a dirty prick, and I can't stand him.
He does it on the side, though.
That's exactly. And he gets...
Jerry.
Jerry.
The dark
master right there.
He's the best at it. He's the best.
He is.
He knows when he gets under the skin and he rolled Bruno Fernandes up.
You know when we lost to Tottenham? Was it 2-0, Luke? Sam?
Yeah, 2-0. Yeah. 2-0.
If Fernandinho was on the pitch, I do not believe we would have lost that game because he knows how to just pull a man down.
Was Fernandinho on the pitch when we beat?
No, he wasn't. He didn't.
Was it not?
Nah,
I'm
he
sure
knows.
it was.
Sorry, against who?
Last season when we beat you, Fernandinho was playing with
Bruv, you're talking about, like, honestly, I had this conversation earlier. I love how United now know individual games for City. The only individual game I can talk about between City and United is the 6-1 win at Old Trafford. Apart from that, I don't really remember games. I just remember seasons where we win leagues, bruv. So, but Fernandinho is sensational at just pulling a man down in an area where we won't get a card, but he breaks everything down. And I wish I could find the clip. There was one clip against Liverpool where a player got past the halfway line into our half with the ball, and Bernardo Silva was trying to chase after the guy to catch up with him and make a proper tackle. Fernandinho overtook Bernardo Silva, pulled the man straight down, then looked at Bernardo Silva and started telling him, don't try and tackle him in our own half, in their half, pull the man down and stop the game. You won't get a card because it's in their half. And that is, Fernandinho is the master of professional fouls.
You'll find out on Sunday when he's sent off. But Sam, who's the rest of your team? Who else are you going for? So Fernandinho, who's alongside him, bro?
I think Bernardo and Gundogan been playing so well together. Even since when De Bruyne was out before, when he was in before, sorry, he was kind of playing like a bit of a false nine in some games, and I think we're going to see that as well. I think we're going to see Sterling and Mahrez on the wings. Them two, especially Mahrez, last few games. Don't know where he's picked it from. He's talent wise, I think Mahrez is up there with the best in the league, but he's just not inconsistent at all. But last few games he's brought it, and when he's on it, Mahrez, he's a nightmare for people can't touch him. He draws numbers of defenders in around him. Helps others find space, etc. And then I think they played De Bruyne false nine. I think it's the best way to get him in the team at the moment. And I think actually, when you're coming up against Maguire or Lindelof or even Bailly, I think they're going to much prefer someone like Jesus, the number 9, playing up against him.
Absolutely.
If you've got Bernardo and De Bruyne dropping off in the spaces, etc., I don't think they're going to fancy kind of following him and leaving gaps.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Actually, when we drew 0-0 against you, he was playing in the false nine, and I specifically remember him finding pockets when no one knew whose man he was, and he hit the post from range because he kept getting space to turn. But listen, you've listened to everyone very patiently. What are your thoughts in terms of systems? Jerry's gone 3-5-2, Sam's gone for a 4-2-3-1, probably 4-3-3 really, no Man City. What are your thoughts? What do you reckon?
To tell you the truth, I'm going with the same team that played against Chelsea last week, because I thought in that first 45 minutes, we pressed really well. Yeah. We got into good positions, but just the final third passing, man, it was just atrocious. But I'm going with the exact same team, man. But I would bring in Bailly over Lindelof because I can't stand that guy, man. He's just... Oh,
my God. Please, preach. You got this is your time. Please, go on. I'm ready.
He's trash. So, obviously, Henderson in goal, Shaw left back, Maguire, Bailly, Wan-Bissaka, McFred, Bruno, I'll bring in Cavani over Daniel James, and then obviously Greenwood and Rashford either wing. So more or less the same team.
Why Maguire? Why does Maguire always? Maybe he's the crap one.
You know why, man.
No. He gets away with it, man. Why can't Lindelof and Bailly play?
They're both.
Listen,
that's not gonna happen, man. That's obviously he's captain.
Yeah, he's also he's the captain.
Take the armband off Maguire.
One second. I'm gonna ask you about Dan James, because I'm surprised you've not gone to the team over Greenwood. I know that's not something that's a normal sentence that goes together, but in terms of form, Greenwood's been shocking. And to be fair to James in big games, he offers a lot going forward and defensively for shape, obviously support. On the break, let's be real, they're gonna dominate the ball. We're gonna need an out ball, and James is normally that guy, innit? He's done it against Man City as well. So you definitely put Greenwood over James, or is that like...
do you know what? I wouldn't even mind, to tell you the truth, but I probably would have Greenwood, because Greenwood's all right on possession of the ball. He can look up and you can see who's around him, but he's just not... He's not himself at the moment, isn't it? Last season, he was just a predator in front of goal, man. Right foot, left foot, you didn't know what foot he was going with, and more time is ending up in the back of the net. So
I feel like that's why Ollie might be trying to stick with him a little bit, because we all know, like, I'll be 100. Greenwood's techers, yeah, the way he strikes a ball, the guy is naturally gifted. Yeah, you look at Sterling striking a ball, the guy is coming off his shin, his back neck, his ear, whatever, right? see Greenwood, when Greenwood strikes a ball, that's natural.
clean,
right?
yeah.
The guy can strike a ball. The guy's just unfortunately been hung out to dry by the shit media that this country has. Yeah. And so
Absolutely.
I get why Ollie is trying to stick by him. The one thing with Daniel James is, and Sam will probably agree with me, with Zinchenko, Daniel James might
This is
be.
what I was going to say. Zinchenko is suspect, you know.
Zinchenko's a central midfielder, I believe, for Ukraine. I think for City, he was actually playing as a winger when he was younger. But he's sensational about filling out the midfield the way City love. He's done a job at left back, but he's not the quickest. I'm not saying he's slow, but he certainly is not Kyle Walker. You put Daniel James against him, you could cause problems. Like, he's raw. Daniel James is very raw. He's not.
I don't know if Zinchenko is going to start though. I think Cancelo is going to come over to the left
Cancelo on the left
and Walker on the right.
Would that not make more sense?
But Sam
if Stones and Diaz play together, then Zinchenko will play, because Pep always has someone with a left foot on the side. So if Laporte plays with Diaz, for example, then Zinchenko won't play because he's already got a left footer out there. The way he kind of splits it with the ball is that when we have the ball, we can almost go to like a back three. So we'll have Stones on the right, Diaz in the middle, Zinchenko or Laporte on the left, and then Cancelo comes in alongside Rodri. So always wants left footer on that side, basically. So I do actually think Zinchenko will play in this one. I do.
Okay, fair enough.
It is always one of the two will start, either Laporte or Zinchenko. And
Dubs, who's your team? Sorry,
Sam. Who started against West Ham? Laporte started, right? Laporte and Cancelo.
Laporte scored the first goal.
Yeah, there we go. So I listen. When you ask me what team starts, I look at Sam and I say, Sam, this guy's I'm coming on here to back the knowledge, because this guy's the knowledge. Like, whatever he says, I believe in, because when I get angry at my team, he will tell me to calm down and he'll tell me to trust in the system and whatever. So, I get it now, like the whole Rodri thing and all of that. I worry about it. I'll be 100.
Dabs, I'll ask you this then instead of the lineup then.
Sam is like my auntie. Sorry, Sam. No offense to it, but you're like my auntie, innit? My auntie was from back in the day. She's a Busby babe, innit? And she shut me down like 2 years into. 2 years into fucking LVG. Shut me down. She's like, you've had it easy. You've never seen us get relegated. Which is the reason why I am now, innit? Like, you know. I have to just stay calm and just, you know.
Calm influence and that. But Dabs, what do you reckon in terms of the game? How do you think it's going to pan out? And then obviously we'll do the score prediction.
Right, so we got asked this when we did the pod earlier. I look after my mental health massively, right? So when we beat Liverpool to the league, I actually said that I was going to quit supporting Manchester City, because I said it's the strain is too much on my life of like worrying about every single game. And I'm turning into an Arsenal fan who's starting to let this. When we were shit, we didn't care about football. But now we've winning.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, right? But you won 21 in 21 games. So
yeah, we're City. We do these things. We've been knocked out of the Champions League by Tottenham.
You're fine, man. You're fine. 21 in 21, man. You guys are fine. You guys don't know struggle. You think you know struggle? Listen, your team has been good
listen. I'm not a little boy. Yeah, I might look very young. I'm an old man, right? And I have this top on because I've been down to Division 2 and back, so I know struggle, right?
Yeah,
and
exactly.
I know
you struggle right now. You're living the high life.
But we listen. However much we spent, we got knocked out by fucking Leon, bruv.
Who you got on the back of that shirt, Nicky Summerby?
No one. I got bought it. Be 100. Do you think a shirt from this long ago would fit me now? No way.
That was 99, innit? That shirt.
But you know what? I fear you, man. At our ground, you seem to somehow come alive. I don't believe deep down it will happen under Ollie. I think this season and the players we have, I think we're going to win it. But I do think it'll be tight. It won't be like a big boy score. Maybe a 3-2.
Oh, interesting.
I
not
see many goals, but I think you can't call a derby. You can never call a derby, and you are Manchester United. So bless you, bless your cotton socks. You are United.
They do pull a result out every now and then.
They do.
Solskjaer, when things on the downturn, Solskjaer just likes to pull the result out.
Right. When his back's against the wall, he always delivers. That's why I'm quietly confident that we might not lose 5-0. Jerry, what do you reckon? How do you think the game's going to pan out? And obviously with this competition short there.
Yeah, as every other traditional Big Six game, I'm going for a 0-0. Yeah, I think.
I'll take that. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not our business, but I'll take that right now.
Obviously, City are going to dominate the ball, but I think somehow we will just keep them out. Obviously, Henderson in goal is a big chance for him to cement his place in the team. Yeah, that stuff like that as well. I think it's going to be boring. Obviously, City are going to be camped in our half, and I think we will get like openings and opportunities.
I need a Rashford goal in the break.
I think we can slightly nick it. You know, I can't lie. So I'm going to change.
Rashford on the break.
Yeah, I'm going 1-0. I'm going 1-0. 1-0 United. Come on. 1-0 United.
I can see it. Rashford on the break. He's 1-1.
I can see it. Yeah.
The UK's golden child, Marcus Rashford.
Listen, I'm going 1-0, man. 1-0.
We're gonna have a bit of happiness, man, because it's not all doom and gloom in it. We said at the start, we're not Arsenal there. Sam, what do you reckon before we come to your office? Sam, what do you reckon? How do you think it's gonna pan out? I feel like what Jerry said is pretty accurate. Man City are gonna be camped in a half, aren't they? Really?
Yeah, it's basically just whether we can be clinical or not, to be honest. And I think getting the first goal for us is important because we haven't actually been behind since we lost to Tottenham.
Yeah, no, I've seen that. That's outrageous.
Yeah, we have been behind. So it's actually really important.
No, Cheltenham.
Yeah, in the league.
Very good.
Yeah, it is important part of where we play. So I'm going to go with a 2-0 to City.
Okay,
that's what I'm going to go with. That's what I'm going to go with.
Fair enough. Listen, if we score first, just know you guys are in for a counter-attacking masterclass. I'm telling you now, on the break with the pace we got with James and Rashford, it's gonna be a madness. But Biz, what do you reckon? How it's gonna pan out? And obviously your score prediction, bro.
Do you know what? My heart says 1-0 United, but I got a feeling it's gonna be a ball draw 0-0.
Would you take that? Like just the honors?
What, the 0-0?
Yeah.
Of course, definitely taking that.
I'm just double checking.
100%.
That means we haven't scored in 4 games, by the way.
Mate.
I know, but
I can't believe you're taking 0-0.
Nah, I don't want to know. I want to win now.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I want to win.
We have to win. The top 4 second ain't cemented. Like I'm scared, but Chelsea won, Everton won. They're all coming for us. So
we got this weekend.
I actually think this is actually a bigger game.
Everton, Chelsea, Everton.
No, Leicester.
Oh, Leicester, they're dead, man. They got Sheffield Everton. No, they haven't.
I got Brighton away.
Oh.
Sorry, guys.
Listen, and it's the City.
Sorry, I need to jump off.
Yeah. What's the score prediction just before you go, bro? I know you got radio in about
City. Sam, shall I do the same as before for my mental health? 3-2 United. 3-2 United. 3-2 United, but you're not winning fuck all. You're not winning no league, no cup, no.
I'll take it. That's a trophy for me. That one. I'll take it.
Thank you for having me.
Reverse psychology.
And I'm gonna let.
That's kind of left me bamboozled. That one. I'm not gonna lie.
Trust me.
But,
it looks after my mental health. But you guys, thank you for having me, Usmaan. Great show, and I'm gonna let everyone else talk now. So.
Absolute pleasure, bro. Absolute pleasure. Okay, so he said 3-2, which is fucking blow my mind slightly. What do you make of that one? That's gotta be nonsense.
What, 3-2 United?
Yeah.
Oh man, I would love that, but wait, I don't see where we're getting 3 goals
And then,
from.
how are we scoring 3 goals? Where?
I don't even think we're gonna get 1, but if they get 3, no man, it's gonna have to be an absolute masterclass from Ole.
Yeah, I'm just going to throw a side here, right? This would be the most typical. No, obviously, Sam, you've probably seen this Ollie and Ollie out on the timeline and all that nonsense. This is the most typical. Oh, well, look, Ollie might win this, we'll get a result, and then the Ollie-ins will be like, oh, where are the Ollie outs now? Or like, it's just never-ending cycle.
Yeah.
I'm sick and tired of it. It's going to happen all the time. But like, for me personally, Man City are definitely going to dominate, but obviously, we know that's a given in it. It's just whether we have the quality of stringing 2 passes together, because it's difficult for us to make 2 passes without losing the ball. That's my. I'm not even banting. I'm actually being serious here. My genuine concern is whether we can put 2 passes together and get out. Because if we can't, and if Fred's passing like he passes the ball, then we're gonna be in for a long day. And if Man City score first, Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. Oh my God. We're going to be like PSG in it. We are away in it. But score prediction for me, I don't know what to go for, you know. No, I'm gonna put my neck on line. Why not? I'm gonna say 1-0 Man United as well. That's my heart, not my head in it. So I'm probably thinking these guys are full of shit. We won 21 on bounce. You must think you're gonna oh shit.
Light work.
Obviously, United.
I'm a City fan. I've seen it all.
Oh yeah, it's true. It's true. Actually, to be fair, we did beat you 3 times last season. Obviously, one was, we got still lost, but it is what it is. Phil Jones will play, excuse and all that. But listen, just to finish off, right? I'm just gonna ask you this one question, Sam. Just look, obviously, we're gonna have a debate about it, but I'll keep it short and sweet.
Yeah.
It's a big if Pep does the treble this year, in your eyes, is he surpassing Fergie's legacy?
What?
No, because then he would have done the treble twice, because he's done the domestic treble already. Yeah, obviously it would be second domestic. I'm on about overall. I'm not on about just singing. Someone's put, what you've been smoking, Usmaan, in the chat straight away. Sorry, Sam, I missed your answer. What did you say?
So it's difficult, isn't it? Because Fergie's situation with United was so unique. How long he was there for, how many sides he basically, rebuilt, etc., over the years. I think the only thing I would probably have for Pep over Ferguson is I think he's had more of like a revolutionary impact on football in general, because he has such a specific style of play that he's taken across all of his teams, and they've got so many teams trying to replicate it. I mean, obviously, United under Fergie played a great attacking side.
Would you say that's his style of play, or would you say that's Johan Cruyff's style of play?
I would say it's actually the guy before Cruyff. I'd say it's the guy before Cruyff. Yeah. Rinus Michels was the guy who coached Cruyff at Ajax, and then Cruyff took that and coached the Dutch national team when they got to the World Cup in 1978, I think it was, World Cup final. He managed Cruyff, and then Cruyff took that style of play to Barcelona, and Pep has obviously taken up. And Pep's added different bits and pieces to it as well. And Cruyff obviously made it popular at the time. But absolutely, I think Guardiola has brought it back, and more people try and replicate that. You see how kind of possession-based the Premier League is now compared to a few years ago. So maybe on overall football as a style of play, Guardiola maybe have more of a legacy. But I don't think we're ever going to see a manager do what they did at United under Fergie. You're not going to see another manager in one of the big leagues stay for a club for 27 years, etc. So yeah, it's a bit of an on the fence answer, isn't it? But if Pep wins the quadruple, the first guy in England to do it, then that's
you got. I mean, I'm not.
You won't find many City fans, me included, saying we're going to win the quadruple, because that's too much to work out who you're going to get in all the other rounds, etc. Of the Champions League, especially.
Yeah, but your Man City,
never even been to the final.
You always get easy draws, Sam. Come on, cut the nonsense. Well, when have you had a hard draw in the Champions League? Come on. You got Spurs. Like, do you know what I mean? You got like, you always get easy draws. You love it. Somehow you guys have done what Man United used to do. We always used to get the easy draws, and I'm envious now. We've got all the hard draws. We keep getting shafted in every competition, but
The tables are 10.
yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, but at the same time, we keep fucking up those draws. So yeah.
Fair enough. Listen, boys, just trying to get your 2 thoughts, and then we wrap it. Jerry, what do you reckon? Some of the comments are actually saying he would have overtaken Fergie. What do you reckon, Jerry, in that?
No chance. No. It's a great achievement if he does that. No one's ever done it, but to surpass Fergie, for me, is a matter of time. He will need to stay at City for how long has he been in now? 5 years, is it? 5, 6 years?
Yeah.
Like he needs to be there for a long time and dominate English Premier League for me to say if he's even close to Fergie. Because what Fergie did, it's one of a kind. You can't be at a club, 26 and a half years and dominate English football. I mean, on the European stage, I know he should have won more, but 2 Champions Leagues. Like Pep, I think Pep will do it if what I just said, if he does stay. Like Pep, for me, greatest coach I've ever seen, like the football. Like,
yeah, absolutely.
I'm so jealous, fam. Like, I saw him interview with Rio Ferdinand over there. Bruv, like, I'm just sitting there and all like, and we got Oli, fam.
Bro, I was thinking the same thing, man. I was literally thinking, this guy's not here talking about football. Can you imagine having this conversation with Oli?
With Oli, it'll be so dead, innit?
Yeah, it'd be dead. Like, it wouldn't even be the same level, man, of like just intelligence, man. It's just he's just another level, man. He's got elite mentality, and that's why he's at the top, man. But Arbiz, what do you reckon, bro? Obviously, we got 1 for 1, one saying yes, one saying no. What do you reckon?
No chance. But like, I don't want to be too confident with that, innit? Because I always remember when Liverpool said, "Come back when you've won 19." And you know, like Fergie came back. He made it a thing to come back.
Yeah, that's actually mad.
Do you know what I mean? So I don't know what Pep's thinking. I don't know what his future is. But do you know what I mean? If it is to stay at City for another 10, 15 years,
mate,
I'm scared, bro. Manchester could be blue, bro.
It could really be blue.
It could really be blue,
Listen,
man.
he needs to leave, basically.
Yeah, for real, bro. He needs to get out of here, man.
Go to another team. Go to PSG. Go to Juventus. I don't care. You've done it here, man. Just go to another country now. You've done your thing, man. Man City with that Pep, man. It would be interesting to see what happens. But listen, boys, we'll wrap it there, obviously. Everyone's got their own commitments. I've got to play COD with the boys. You know, don't wait for me. That's family text. But listen, that's what I said. Massive thank you. Make sure you drop a like, subscribe to the channel for more content. We'll be back on Sunday with a watch along and a fan calling show at 9:30 p.m. Obviously, you're all welcome. Hopefully, Man United have won. Otherwise, you know, I'm not going to do it because, you know, it's a bit of production. I'll do it regardless. 9:30 p.m. Sound by me. You're free to call in and obviously glow. But just before we go, as always, where can we find you? So, Arbiz, we'll start with you, bro. I know it's all the same umbrella in terms of platform, but just let the people know anyway, isn't it?
Yeah, just Trafford Tunnel, Never a Foul. Check me on my Twitter page at DJ Arbiz, Instagram Red Dev Biz. Yeah, that's it, man. That's it.
Yes. You love to see it. So where can the people find you, bro?
Yeah, same sort of things. Feed the Goat podcast at Never a Foul. If you just go on Twitter, you'll find it under there. Never a Foul. Feed the Goat. It's all on there. Twitter, Instagram. Obviously the YouTube channel as well. So yeah, go check it out, liking and subscribing.
Yes. Got to show love to that. Obviously, you know, the homies coming through and supporting the content, so make sure you go do the same for them as well. But last but not least, the homie, you know, Jerry, what you say? Where can they find you, bro?
Yeah, you can see the Twitter handle on the screen, obviously on YouTube
Jerry,
as
smile,
well.
man. Don't worry, man. It's all good.
Hey, Jerry, my dog, yo.
Cheer up, man. Cheer
Come
up.
on, my G, bro, you could get worse, fam. Remember, we are not Arsenal, bro. We are not them.
He's not smiling all the time, man. I swear to you.
We are not Arsenal.
I've seen the difference. Relax, don't worry, man. It could be worse, man. Chill. Where can they find you, bro? Come on, man. Perk up, man.
You can see the Twitter handle. But yeah, the Twitter handle on the screen, obviously on YouTube as well, United Team Talk, and also on Instagram, United Team Talk, and featuring regularly on Usmaan Talks United. Smash the like and subscribe, and yeah, man, thank you for having me.
100. Make sure you follow me on Usmaan Talks United on Twitter. If you want to be a part of the fan calling show, like I said already, it's basically an opportunity for you guys to come on, have your say. Obviously, it's flipping free, you know. I don't know why I would even say that, but just in case people, you know, how people are like, oh, it's free, lads. Just come and have your say. Might not be Man City Sunday watch along. We'll catch you there. It's been your boy Usmaan. Peace.